All righty, we are live at the Tuesday Red Room with Luke and Scott today. Just a little catch up. We are officially under 14,000 actives here in good old Phoenix, Arizona. We are
All right.
there at, as of right now, 13,829. If you didn't know, we started the year around 17,000. So inventory keeps moving down. Properties are moving. Interest rates, with SVB, we saw interest rates actually hit the 6-month low on Friday. The 10 bouncing at like 3.38, which is, obviously good. Low interest rates keep things moving, and that's always good for us real estate people. But today we are here to hear how to get millions of views on TikTok. I'm hopeless because I don't even have a TikTok account, so that's not going to get me anywhere. But
it's a good place to start. There's some action items for whoever's listening. If you don't have one,
some action items. Go start your TikTok account. So, we're gonna find out because listen to the story, and then we're gonna see how Scott is monetizing that. We'll hear that too. So
I'm excited. I'm excited to have you on, Scott. This is gonna be a good time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is only like the second podcast I've ever done, so open to any criticism as long as just don't kick me in the teeth too hard. So I'll try my best.
I was gonna say start out. Tell us how it all started here.
Yeah, so I wish there was a better story for it. And surprisingly, like people that only know me as Dixon Butts, they think I talk like this and got me one hell of an accent, and that's not the case. I'm a normal dude, no accent. My name is actually Scott. It's not Dixon Butts. Surprisingly, some people think my parents hate me enough to have named me that. That's not the case, luckily. But long story short, anyone that's in Arizona knows that we're like a battleground state, if you will, in terms of the political atmosphere. And because of that, there's just every corner during election season, there's just sign after sign after sign. And it's just a big shit show. And, I was dropping my son off at school and I was just like, man, it's election season. I just got back from vacation. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what a joke this is. Like if politicians think this is like effective, they have no idea. And I just figured this is a joke. I'm going to make a joke out of it. So I quickly texted my mom, who's like the world's biggest person into politics. And I was like, Mom, is it illegal for me to put up my own fake sign? And she said, don't you dare. How dare you like disrespect our political whatever. There's already enough bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, now I have to do it. So I put together, I already got this cowboy hat, and this was actually the first time that I ever even wore it, was for this picture. Believe it or not, I'm not actually a cowboy. I'm sorry to some people. And just came up with the tagline. It says, not running for anything, just wanted to make a sign. And then I was really proud of it, and this is where I made some good money. And luckily, you got to surround yourself with people that are just way smarter than you. That's how I've always been able to do well. So I sent pictures to all my friends. One of them's a really good serial entrepreneur, and he said, dude, you got to do print on demand with that. So to anybody that doesn't know what print on demand is, it's a service that you can basically pay a fulfillment center to handle your orders for things like t-shirts, hats, stickers, coffee mugs, everything. So I quickly came up with, DixonButts.com, bought the domain, threw together a little Shopify website, and I have no experience with it. It's the site's still up there, shittiest site ever. But it worked. It did what it needed to do. And I basically did print on demand for these. And the very first day that I put up my signs, it went to the very first page of Reddit, and it went ultra viral. I had over 20,000 visitors onto my website. I immediately sold like $10,000 worth of product, and the shirts are $25, so do the math. There's a lot of stuff was moving, and I was like, holy shit, this could actually be a business. This is pretty incredible. And I didn't have to lift a finger. That's the best part about print on demand, is a fulfillment company was handling everything. I just kind of stood in the middle as the middleman. So that's how it all started. And then I kind of just rode that wave and sort of found other ways to capitalize on it. One of which is I created a media company around it. And I've been doing digital media for a while, which I'll talk about in a little. But mostly the e-commerce thing I monetized off of. People started paying me for celebrity appearances. Like people call me a celebrity. It's like a joke to me that people would even call me that. But I've been paid to go to events. the coolest thing, one of the coolest things I did is there's a app called Cameo, and you could pay like a celebrity to do a cameo appearance, and you could just tell them what you want. And I got a number of those. One of which was a couple that were really cool was when Florida had that really bad hurricane. People were having me make them for first responders, and that was like really, really touching to me that somebody would want me, Scott, to try and just make somebody happier that just lost their house. And then another one that really hit close to home, I did a number of ones for people that were getting deployed. And that was another one that was like, damn, this is really cool. And I remember I would stand out in the corner. I would drive my ass to the, Gilbert Road and Elliott right in front of downtown Gilbert in front of the sign and be like, listen, man, the only reason I could do this dumb shit is because of people like you. And I mean that. And luckily we have freedom of speech here. We're not in somewhere like China where I would probably be shot down in the street if I did something stupid like this.
No kidding.
So that's kind of where it all kind of came up from. Luckily I have friends that are smarter than me, and that's how I was able to really monetize off it.
Nice. So and that's great with the first responders and everything to and then people obviously going through the hurricane. It's not like you're just monetizing, you're also helping, right? So
for sure.
One of the things that I ended up doing is I never did it for any sort of money. I'm a real estate investor as well, Chris, which I know you didn't know that about me, but I'm a mortgage broker, real estate investor. I had short-term and long-term rental properties. So luckily my money is in a position to where I never did this for any sort of money. So what I did with the money that I generated is I just donated it, local animal shelter, local small businesses, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I marched in the Pride rally and collected money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So yeah, luckily I was able to help a lot of people. So, which was really the best part, honestly.
Scott, why don't you tell us what else came from when you did the Pride March? You had some people asking you to do some other stuff, right?
Oh, dude, I don't know. What can we say on this podcast? I mean,
no. Then people were asking for your OnlyFans.
Well, yeah, of course. Another way I monetize Dicks and Butts is so Dicks and Butts has quite a big gay following, and what I learned is that I'm now on the receiving end of dude thirst, as I call it. I've never been really hit on by men before, and I feel like it's ruthless, man. Some of these guys are just ruthless with it. And what I ended up doing is I created an OnlyFans for Dicks and Butts. And what I do on the OnlyFans, and this is a big plug, if anyone's watching this wants to see me working out, no shirt, basically just motivates me to work out. I film it, I throw it up on OnlyFans for $20, and people are paying for it to watch it. I don't want to think about what they're doing while they're watching it. I hope it's just motivating them to work out themselves, working out their muscles, not anything else.
Guys, you can make money doing anything. I mean, think about it. Give me a break. Think about how that started and the different methods that you were able to pull in income from it going viral. So that's hilarious.
It is. And honestly, that's the tip of the iceberg for me. Is what I've really parlayed it into is creating like a media company, because a lot of people reached out to me and they said, we like what you do, we think you're funny, you think differently, and I've come to find out that's sort of true. So I don't know, Chris and Luke, how long you want me to ramble here, but I created kind of like a little bit of what you can call a slideshow that just kind of talk about my thought process when it comes to social media, how I execute on social media, and just kind of the maybe little golden nuggets of information that I'm trying to extract here.
You got a screen share you need to do?
Yeah. Let's go screen share. All right. I'm going to try and figure this out as fast as possible. Share screen. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Boom.
Yep.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay. So basically how I think about social media. So really 5 main legs of social media right now. TikTok is the easiest one to go viral on, but it's not actually the best one to monetize on right now. I could talk to you more about that in a second, but long story short, first thing about me, I kind of gave you the quick explanation. Basically, I'm a real estate broker, or mortgage broker, rather. I should probably correct that. But I'm a real estate investor, which is more what I'm into these days. Long-term rentals, short-term rentals, a TikTok person, an entrepreneur, and then a self-proclaimed funny guy. So really, I say that because the Dicks and Butts thing I literally just did because I was like, if I'm the only one that thinks this is funny, that's good enough for me. And then,
Good thing you aren't the only person.
I know, right? Imagine. But it's important to make the distinction of what I'm not. So the things that I'm not is I'm not the world's best editor. The videos that I put out, they do really well, but I'm not the world's best editor. So you don't have to be the world's best editor. I'm not an incredible copywriter. I'm not well written in terms of like video descriptions. I'm not a Hollywood cinematographer. I'm shooting everything on an iPhone. And, I'm definitely not a social media expert, if you will. I'm just somebody that is, kind of just been creative and had a lot of success. My most viral video right now has like 9.5 million views. And the interesting statistic about that is it has 250,000 hours of watch time.
Whoa.
So
250,000 hours.
250,000 hours.
Wow.
Of watch time. It's a minute 30-second video, and it has been played 250,000 hours worth of time, which is just insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. So some of the cool things I've done with social media is I was cast to be on CNBC with Grant Cardone.
Nice.
Which is just insane. Contacted by the New York Times to be featured in an article about Airbnb. A lot of the TikTok videos I make are about Airbnb and cleaning fees because I have an Airbnb, and I talk about cleaning fees because it's a hot topic, and I just know that people are going to be duking it out in the comment section, which helps the engagement, and that video shoots through the roof. I declined that interview. I did not want to be known as the face of Airbnb cleaning fees. And then the thing with Grant Cardone, I should be on a second season if CNBC gives him a season 2 for his TV show that's coming up. So that's kind of interesting. I've raised private money. A former employer of mine reached out to me because he found me on TikTok. Haven't talked to him in a decade. Offered me $500,000 to invest in real estate. That's not the first person that's approached me either because of the stupid videos that I make. A lot of media coverage. And then I've also helped business owners do the same with my company that I've now named Social Jet. And that is my digital media company. And actually, like, Luke is one of the people that I work with. Some of the videos that he's been putting out, I've been helping him. And what I do there is I kind of just will coach you through videography. I'll script videos for people. And I just try and make it fun. And that's the one thing that a lot of people say is I come in with good energy and just try and make it fun because it should be fun, man. We're just
for sure.
Too many people take themselves too seriously. And I'm clearly not one of them, so.
Well, and one of the things that's big too, that, exactly that last slide, the slide that you were just moving forward to is being different. Like, that's the thing that I've really come to realize of, like, since we've been working with Scott, is that, like, our content is just so much different than everyone else's. And, like, it's cool being able to, like, really kind of play off of who you actually are. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like you've done a good job of bringing out of, like, not like, okay, this is the type of video that everybody is doing, so let's not do that type of video, because it just gets lost in with everything else that everyone else is posting. And so, that's what I've absolutely loved is, just posting these videos where people are like, oh my God, that's a crazy idea, or like, that's a hilarious, thought process on doing it. Like, where'd you come up with that? And it's like, that's pretty cool.
It's exactly that. So I like to just think, like, would I watch this? And if the answer is no, then I just don't do the video. It's like as simple as that. A lot of people will just put out shit. They'll be sitting in front of a microphone and then talking about just boring stuff, not an engaging video, and wondering why it's going nowhere and just thinking social media sucks. The reality is I've been doing social media for 1 year. I started February of last year. I didn't post. If you look at my Instagram, I didn't post anything for several years before that. So this is all what can happen in 1 year of, rather than, letting social media use you using it. So I like to also think, have I seen this video over and over again? If so, we're not doing that. Another thing that is really important to do if you're a newbie just starting out is tracking your metrics. A lot of people don't know this. And like Luke has a sizable Instagram following. Didn't even know anything about what his engagement rate was, growth rate, all of that stuff. And somebody who's been doing it well can do it a lot better when you're starting to track things. So one of the main things that I like to track that clients really like is I have them pick out their biggest competitors, and then also one person that they want to basically model themselves after. And that's an example here that you can see is we track the client, which is in the orange, their growth rate week over week versus other people. And then what you do then is you compare, did they grow faster than me? Okay, well, I only posted 9 times, they posted 14. So next week I want to post 14 times and hopefully I can catch them. And then if you're posting the same amount, am I growing more than them? That means your content's better than theirs. If they're growing more than you, you can take you can then study what they're posting seeing what's working for them, and then kind of tailor your own, flavor to it, if you will. So tracking metrics, and this is a template that I have, and if anybody's interested, happy to give it to them. And I'll give you my info at the end here. So extremely important part when it comes to going viral on social media is your hook. So a lot of people say you have 3 seconds to get someone's attention. Have you guys ever heard that before?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you want to know
definitely the same with a cold call.
Wrong. It's not. It ain't 3. Dude, you don't got 3. Think about how long 3 seconds is. Ready? No, they're not waiting that long. That's 3. That's not happening. They're gone. It's this, and then they're gone. So your hook needs to just be nails, man, nails. So when I'm coaching business owners, what I tell them a lot of the time is, while you're thinking of video ideas, just think of a hook first, and then build a video around it. And it's similar to YouTube and thumbnails and things like that. If you can think of a great thumbnail, something that's going to catch people's attention, then you could build a video around it. And that's what Mr. Beast does, who is the #1 YouTube creator.
Absolutely.
He builds videos around his thumbnail.
Yeah.
And people think that is the afterthought.
People are like, okay, what's this video all about?
Exactly. But when it comes to short form content, you don't have thumbnails really that are anything that are really important. So it's all about just like quick hook. What is the user? How are you inspiring their curiosity? That's what it comes down to. Inspire their curiosity. So that way they're like, oh shit, what's going on here? I got to learn more. Right. So hooks, you don't have 3 seconds. It's immediately. And just design your video around your hook. The pace of your video, right here is a super good YouTube video that explains how to shorten down your videos. So like when I first started working with Luke, one of Luke's biggest downfalls was his videos were running too long.
Yeah.
And basically what this video talks about here is, okay, if your video starts here, can I chop out this and still obtain the same amount of information?
Right.
If so, that's what you need to do. And then now you've got this little segment. Is there anything in here that I could chop out to where your video comes out like this? And it's still okay, because you're going to reach way more people like that as long as it has the right pace and is more engaging. And when I talk about pace, I'm not talking about this guy. I just got to throw that one out there. Good old pace. But I like to say we're in the age of no attention span. That's just the reality. I don't think it's a good thing. I think we could all agree that's not a good thing that people don't have an attention span anymore. But
absolutely,
we just gotta roll with it, and that's what's going on right now. It's like the TikTok effect. When you have a small page, you need to be engaging like crazy. So small followings need engagements. You got to build your audience, and how you build your audience is I don't want to sound like messed up or like manipulative, but you got to make them think you care about them, because you do, and you got to show them that you care about them. And how you do that is by responding to people in the comments, creating a conversation in the comments. So one of the things I talk about is comment fishing. And what I mean by that is, like, if somebody just says something like, oh, I love this video, send them back a response in the comments. Should I make more videos like this? What do you think? Now, instead of them like looking, oh, they responded with a thumbs up emoji, they're being asked a question. Why do they care what I have to think? Okay, let me get back on their video while it's playing in the background. Now it's helping the engagement. Now they feel important. Your video does better. They feel like they know you better. Everybody wins. So engage while you've got a small following. And even when you have a big following, I think it's even cooler. Like, you guys know Brandon Turner?
Yeah, I know the name. Yeah.
Bearded Brandon from Bigger Pockets.
Yeah,
huge dude. I commented something on his Instagram post today, and there was a response. And even if it wasn't him, it might have been someone in the Philippines that responded. It still made me feel pretty damn good, you know.
Right.
So even big pages need to engage, because it has that same effect.
For sure.
So, and then the last thing really is just like leaving behind the comfort zone. So Kobe Bryant says it best. At the end of the day, man, you're not that important. So a lot of people get scared to post because they're like, oh, I worry about what people think. Dude, nobody's thinking about you. That's the reality. Like, nobody's thinking about you. I don't want to be an asshole or anything, but that's just unfortunately the reality. Mm-hmm. People aren't sitting around. If you make a video that, rubs somebody the wrong way, even if it gets a rise out of them, they're thinking about it for 5 minutes, and then they move on with their life.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Or you could do something dumb like this that somehow turns into tens of thousands of dollars, being asked to be on podcasts like this, speaking engagements, working with customers. It could change your life. And that's one thing that I like to say is one viral video can change your life, because I'm the living example of that. So,
For sure.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
You were going to say something, Chris?
I don't know. I'm listening.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you want me to stop. I don't know how this goes.
No, you're good.
This is perfect.
I
Right.
actually did hear one person say, like, you can't care about what everybody else thinks because somebody wants to hear what you have to say. That's why they watched, right?
Exactly.
100%. 100%. A lot of other people say is like, other people's opinion of you is none of your business, right? That's another good quote that I like to kind of try and live by. Also, creativity is a muscle. So, I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but I work out a little bit, you know. So I like to relate things back to just growing muscles, and you know, the creative side of your brain is something that grows and gets stronger and stronger and stronger the more you do it. So a lot of people are like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I can't think of funny things. First of all, there's AI, right? You don't even need to use your brain these days. You can just go on ChatGPT and say, write me a funny, real estate video. My name is Luke, and then talk about my friend Chris. Enter, and it's going to be a good idea. It'll do it all for you. But once you start getting the reps in, you're going to start thinking more and more creatively. And the cool thing about that is it's like it releases dopamine, which is good for you. It makes you feel good. It makes you happy. So just being creative is one of the, I think, key pillars to living a happy, full, and successful life. And then also, lastly, is you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great, which is, I believe, a Jim Rohn quote, which is so applicable to social media. People think, I don't have the right camera, I can't start making YouTube videos, or I don't have the right idea. Everybody's got a reason to not do it. That, I have reasons not to do it, and I still do it. And at the end of the day, if it's something that you want to grow on, just start filming your day-to-day shit, and you will get better. Just get the reps in, just get out there. I mean, everybody's got a phone these days. Just, you could film yourself. Even if it gets 0 views, it doesn't matter. You're going to learn from that. Start tracking the metrics. And then lastly, a little shameless plug. If you don't want to do any of that, Social Jet, mysocialjet.com is my company. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, fella. So if you got to kick me off,
you're good.
If you got to give me the boot, that's, just let me know now. But that is a couple of legs to that. So I've created a content creation course for $50 right now, where I put together all my thoughts, all the hardware, all the software that I use, the AI, the apps, everything that I use, the scripting, just all the tools all in one place. It's only $50 and you get it forever. And then if you want to connect with me, those are my social medias that you can find me on.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
That's what I got. How'd we do?
I like it. No,
yeah, we still awesome. We usually go for 30 minutes. We still got 6 minutes. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and type them in. We're on 4 different streams. We're on the Facebook, Luke's Facebook, and then both of our YouTube channels.
Yep. Both Facebook,
nice.
Both YouTube channels. Yep.
So I sent. So whoever I posted stuff was going to Chris's YouTube. I wasn't sure like who should I send them to. So I'm glad that.
Yeah, we got it's Viking Boys, and then YouTube channel, and then Just for Flips YouTube channel. So do different. So if you're on our YouTube channel, subscribe, all the fun stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I think that's so real quick, Scott, what would you say was like the thing that really put you over the edge when it came to getting your, like those videos that just went completely viral on TikTok?
It was something that no one has seen before. It's all it comes down to. It's shit that not everybody's putting out. It wasn't some bullshit trend of like a dance and a song that everybody is doing and is making everybody go viral. It was just something that people haven't seen before. I kind of struck it at the right time, right? It was, election season. Everybody hates it, so I was just the comedic outlet, I suppose.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I plan to do the same for 2024. So I'm kind of laying low for dicks and butts right now, just getting all my chips, all my things in order right now. So I plan on having billboards, commercials, and even top secret information that, I talk about all the time. So it's not really that top secret. I'm working with an actual politician to get put on the ballot, because you don't need to have your legal name on the ballot. So it is very, awesome. it is looking very likely that dicks and butts will be on the actual ballot. I do have to get some signatures, but what I've been told by my political advisor, which sounds super stupid to say, but I guess that's what he is. I was just selling out big time. He said I got more than enough of a following to get all the signatures necessary. So we might be on there for U.S. Senate, which would be insane.
Oh, that would be awesome. I love it.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
So do you do Luke's costumes on his Instagrams?
His costumes?
What's that wig video you got going, Luke?
Oh yeah. That's the Karen one, the Karen video we did.
That was my wig.
Yeah.
I will claim that wig. The leprechaun suit, though, I have nothing to do with that leprechaun. I'm really short, actually, and I want nothing to do with the leprechaun suit. I don't want to make people just think I'm,
Well, just so you know, Scott, Chris is the opposite. Chris is about 6'6", so.
Well, I can just tell by the way you talk, Chris. You just got the bass in your voice, just a big dude.
Everybody said you couldn't have been the actor, but you could have been the radio guy.
That's true, man. For sure. A little Barry White action here.
Heck yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
So do you help people do videos and stuff like that? Is that,
yeah.
they watch what's your $50 course like? Is it just like 6 videos, 10 videos? What is it?
So it's 18 videos right now,
wow.
And I'm constantly adding to it. So 18 video series, and it's just going to cover everything from really the main. So let me take like 20 steps back. I'm sorry, I'll answer your question. When I started doing videos at first, I began doing consulting with people, business owners, and they would pay me for a little bit of time. And I had a couple of people that are paying me on a retainer basis to make videos for them. Not everybody can afford that. And then I started getting so much consulting business that I just like, dude, I don't have the time for this. So I had to raise my price. I had to raise my price, which is just unfortunately what it is. I'm sorry. So now I can no longer service the lower dollar people. That's what they can afford. So that's why I made the course. That way you get a piece of my brain there. You could pay for just a 1 hour consultation where we'll do a deep dive on your social media. I'll give you like full statistical analysis of where you're at, what you're doing bad, what you could do better. And then the third leg of it is just full-fledged media services for people. So the course right now is actually, it's not released yet. I just announced it yesterday, and it will be live April 1st. So this Saturday. So right now it's $50. I'm doing half off for the pre-sale. And surprisingly, people have been signing up, which is really exciting, I think. That's really, cool. Really exciting.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually all
just kind of like a lead magnet. Does that take it to your and then do you have anybody reach out and say, hey, would you like full on consulting, or
That's me. Yeah, exactly. That's so basically what I envision with that is kind of what you're saying there. I hate to say like it's a lead funnel, but honestly it's a lead funnel.
Yeah, just call it what it is, right?
Yeah, welcome to business, baby. That's what it is, man. Exactly. So basically that's the tip of the funnel. Ideally, that way I could run ads to get people onto the website to sign up for that. Now you're on a drip campaign. I'm sorry in advance if you're going to be on a drip campaign, but just welcome to the show.
Exactly. It's business 101, right? So
exactly.
Love it.
Were there questions on I don't even know where to see that.
It's on the chat.
Yeah, we didn't have any questions. We just had some comments.
Yeah, we've had some dope comments and some thumbs up, and PR is always good, whether it's good or bad,
exactly.
PR is PR, right?
So it's funny. I can speak to that a little bit. So my grandfather, luckily, is still alive, and he's like the main person. He's like, I consider my mentor. He retired when he was 30 years old. He owned like half of the apartments in Phoenix at 30 years old, and he's done really well. And he's somebody who I really looked up to. And when I first went on the news for Dicks and Butts, he's like so not into it. Right. He's an older dude. It's not his style. He called me freaking out. And he was like, Scott, the name you chose, do you know what those two words together mean? And I was just like, no, Grandpa, tell me what does that mean? Can you explain it to me? And you know what he said was, well, just think about the business that you just gave up, because some people are not everybody wants to work with somebody like that. And I gave it some thought, and yeah, that sucks. But at the end of the day, man, like I don't want to work with somebody that takes himself too seriously. And that is just reality. There's riches in the niches, and yeah, man, personalities, make sure we jive together. That's all really important to me.
Well, like you said, you got to be different than like, I mean, if you would have started doing these, whatever, your social media, if you'd have done what you did 3 years ago, you'd be, but now, I mean, it's just kind of, everybody's doing it. And it's just like, if you don't set yourself apart, then,
Exactly.
The only different, I don't have any, those catchy things. I'm not going to be like, Luke gets out there and dances in his videos, like, you're not going to see anything of that from me. But I'm Steady Eddie. Like, this is episode number 45. I'm not going to dot anybody on Instagram. What I mean by dots is, you get so many stories across that it's just dots, right? Or Facebook. But I'm going to put out my 3 to 5 pieces of content a week, on 5 different platforms, and I'm just gonna.
Well, Chris is extremely, extremely knowledgeable, like more than anyone. Like, so Scott, just so you know, a lot of people call Chris the godfather of wholesaling in Arizona here.
Damn, the Don.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. So it's like, Chris is, like you said, steady, but then also just there's more knowledge in that brain of Chris's than anyone I've met. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go through your stuff and just see. I'll be happy to give you any pointers. Won't ask you to change anything, but maybe there's ways that the edit could be a little better. I don't know if you're paying for editing services or anything like that, but you don't have to. Not everybody has to call themselves Dicks and Butts and dress up as a cowboy, and you don't have to dress up like Luke and in fact, Chris, dude, some days, man, I got to be like, Luke, we need to dial this way back. Is that a thong you're wearing? No. No, man. Come on. Nobody wants to see that, bro.
Hey, no one was supposed to hear about that, Come on.
Yeah, so.
I'll definitely check out your class. I'm always looking to learn, it's funny. I tried to on this whole Just for Flip stuff, which is an education. Anybody watching, I got like 2 seats left for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Little plug for myself. If you want to join on a 3-day and learn A to Z in real estate, come on out. But I got a 26-year-old kid that is fun, energetic, hangs out with Luke all the time.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
I can't get him on there. I got 2 daughters, 24 and 22, and I'm like, how did I end up the social media?
That's funny. I think a lot of people have wondered that too, because exactly like you said, you got 3 kids in their 20s. And they're all like, nah, not for me.
Yeah, they were all like, not for me. And I'm just like, well, I feel like, we're going to get left behind. I'm actually opening South Carolina and North Carolina. We're currently wholesaling in Phoenix, Florida, now South Carolina and North Carolina. But just from people just reaching out on Instagram and be like, hey, like, I got a good stronghold here. You want a 50-50? I'm like, yeah, I'll show you my systems. I'll show you all the they already got salespeople in place. He's like, I got the salespeople. I got this. Like, yeah, I'll do a JV. I'll throw in some marketing money. I'll set it all up. I mean, it's a 90-day run up, but then deals should start rolling in.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Jeez. And where do they find you? You said
just they found me on Instagram. They said, hey, we're doing North Carolina, South Carolina, and they're like, I mean, honestly, it'd have been better to pay me as a coach, because I'd have taught him for, he could have taken my online
not 50-50.
Yeah, he could have taken with coaching, my online classes like $7,500. He could have learned it all and kept all the money. But like, oh, you want to JV? I can turn each one of those states into a $50,000 a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, and they found you from Instagram.
Yeah. So
see, man.
That's the JV. The JV model is it's you can see how people can grow like crazy on that though. Because I mean, you think about the fact, Chris, we're doing a flip together right now up in Prescott. I mean, that one's going to go well. Like that's going to be a good flip.
Yeah.
But exactly like you said, I mean, there's a good chance that flip makes 100 G's, and it's like if that makes 100 grand, that's that's a nice 50 spot on each side.
Exactly. Those never get old.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. Well,
Heck yeah.
thanks for jumping on. Where's that? Which website do we send for or do they just go to your Instagram for the $50 class?
It's mysocialjet.com.
Mysocialjet.com.
Social Jet, and I named it, it's kind of interesting, Social Jet, because I'm actually doing Airbnb Jet, putting a jet on Airbnb, which is not something we got to talk about here, but I figured that is another thing that is guaranteed to go viral, and if you haven't heard about it, you're going to see it eventually, and I just figured we'll just call the company Social Jet. So mysocialjet.com.
Heck yeah, I love it.
Oh, don't jump off yet. I'm just copying the link in there, and I'm going to put it in. So mysocialjet.com. Socialjet.com. All right, that way it'll be in the YouTubes for anybody.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Appreciate that.
I like it.
Cool. Thanks for jumping on, guys.
Absolutely, Scott. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
All right, see ya.
See you, Dixon.
Later.